Aries ascendants, the much awaited Mars transit to Leo. Why much awaited? Because Mars has been playing up for the last 8 months. I mean, Mars goes retrograde, which means Mars transit in Cancer once every couple of years. But how often does it go retrograde in Cancer? And then again goes back to Gemini and then again stays in retrogression. So Aries ascendants may have had a very, very difficult time in the last 8 or 9 months, especially the ones going through Mars Mahadasha, or they have a cluster of planets in Aries. You don't need to be an Aries ascendant. You could have your moon, your Rashi as Mesh Rashi, or you have a cluster of planets and your Mahadasha planet is in Aries and they might have faced the same challenges, or your Atma Karaka or your Amatya Karaka, which means your planet that holds the highest degree is Mars. So mention in the comments. So I have more good news for you, the Aries ascendant people. Mars has finally stabilized. But there are certain things that you must keep in mind because Ketu is already there in Leo. Okay, so I'm going to start with the positives, and this time period that I've mentioned here, June 7th to July 28th, about 50 odd days, could be extremely transformational for the Aries ascendant. Hopefully good transformation. Okay, so pay attention, especially if you have planets in Leo in your natal chart. Okay, we've had the last couple of months, we have had some major planetary transits like Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu, Ketu. I have made videos on all those transits. So to get a better understanding of what is going on with your Kundali, make sure you go to my channel and watch all the transit videos. I have made a transit video on Saturn, Rahu and Jupiter. So watch all those 3 transit videos and then watch this one and try to make sense out of it. Look at your natal chart. Look at the strength of your natal chart. See where Mars is placed. If your Mars is placed very, very well, for example, if Mars is in the first house, or Mars itself is in Leo, or Mars is exalted in the 10th house in Capricorn, or Mars is in Sagittarius in the 9th house. These are all good placements of Mars. Okay, so the results will be different for different people depending on how strong your natal chart is and which Mahadasha and Antardasha you're going through. The results will be way more significant, especially if you're going through Mars Mahadasha or Mars Antardasha, Ketu Mahadasha, Ketu Antardasha, Sun Mahadasha, even Rahu Mahadasha, and on the Antardasha of the planets that I've mentioned, because these are all going to be active and already activated as we speak. All right, so let's start with the positive. So Mars is your most important planet, yeah, and it's your Lagna Lord. It's the Lord of number 1, Aries. So all along it was playing along in your 4th house and 3rd house, going back and forth in the last 8 to 9 months. So people may have had a lot of turmoil at home, breakups, dispute in properties, road accidents, car accidents, burns, cuts, accidents. All this may have happened. Some of them would have broken up their long-term relationships and their partners. There could have been turmoil at home, dispute with family members, children, especially the mother. Also the neighbors, the 3rd house, right? All that will stabilize now, because Mars will enter Leo. Leo is a friendly sign for Mars because Sun and Mars are placed. So look at the placement of Sun in your natal chart. If your Sun is very, very well placed, if your Sun is in Leo, or Sun is in the 1st house, or Sun is in the 10th house, you will get positive results. Great time to spend time with your children. indulge your children in sports activities, physical sports activities. All right. Great time to also look at investments in the stock exchange. Okay. I always suggest long-term investments, right? Saturn is in the, we have to look at Saturn. Saturn is in the 12th house, looking at your second house. So do not look at short-term trades and short-term investments. Wherever you're investing your money, it needs to be long-term. Okay. Great time to learn something new. Fantastic time to learn something new. Okay. Especially something to do like a technical skill. All right. Something to do with technology, something to do with research, data science. Learn a new language if you can. Yeah, Jupiter is vibrating from the third house. Okay. Those who are looking to get into a new relationship, this is a very good time. This particular transit of Mars can cause marriage, because fifth house is romance and relationship, childbirth. Childbirth can also be seen from here. Jupiter is already looking at your seventh house. So the ones that are considering marriage or getting into a relationship, you have been single, or you have broken up with your partner in the last 8 or 9 months, mention in the comments. This is a great time to meet someone else as well. Money wise, it's going to be very, very good. People who are waiting on payments that they have not received, especially business owners, it will show up now, right? So the next few months, and especially the year from here, especially the ones who have a very strong Rahu and a good Saturn, can look at a lot of gains. Your expenses need to be in control, so make sure that you're not spending without thinking. Yeah, if just because you like something on Amazon, you're just buying it. Don't do that, right? So more positives than negatives. There is something that you need to keep in mind, and I think this is the most important part of the video. See, Ketu is already there in Leo, right? So I will talk a little bit about the negatives that you need to keep in mind, because it's all in your control, right? Now, Aries are known for their determination, their confidence, and also their courage and their temper. Okay, you need to keep your temper in control. Why? Because if your Mars is not very well placed in your chart, for example, your Mars is in debilitation in the 4th house in Cancer, or your Mars is in the sign of Pisces in the 12th house, right? These are not very stable placements of Mars. Now, what Mars can do is Mars can give you a very, very bad temper during this time, right? Why? Because Ketu and Mars are very similar actually, right? Both are wielding weapons. Ketu is also a fiery planet. So which makes the 5th house. 5th house is a very good house. The transit is happening in a very good house. But this is the house of your children. This is the house of your romance. So if your children are not performing, if they've not done something right in school, please be very patient with them. Don't be angry. Don't, deal with them in a very mature and loving, compassionate way. Okay? I will give you a mantra as well. 5th house transit, Mars mantra. You can chant the Mangal Navgraha mantra. It goes like Om Dharni Garbha Sambhutam Vidyut Kanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastanta Mangalam Pranamamyaham. You can chant this mantra as many times as you can. It's only going to do good for you. Alright, especially on Tuesdays. Alright, so about the negatives. So Mars will look at your 8th house from there. It will look at Rahu, right back at Rahu in the 11th house, and it's going to look at Saturn. Okay, I've already spoken to you about investments. You need to, if you're investing money, you need to look at long-term investments. This is a great time to get into something creative. If you're looking at entering social media. Rahu is vibrating from Aquarius in your 11th house. Fantastic time to network with people from foreign lands. Learn a new skill, especially a technical skill. If you're into IT, learn something new. If you're into graphic design, if you're a creative person, learn something new. Not the best time to confront your spouse. If you're in a committed relationship, if you're already in a long-term relationship, and if you've gone through turmoil in the first part of the year, this particular transit isn't the right time to confront and sit your partner down and say, hey, you did this, you did that. It could cause a breakup. Okay? But for singles, for people who are looking for a new relationship, especially if you're going through Mars Mahadasha, Mars Antardasha, Jupiter Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha, Venus Mahadasha, is a fantastic time for you to start a new relationship, right? The other thing that I have to tell the Aries Ascendant, especially during from the time between 18th June to 30th June, there is a certain yoga which will be formed, which is called Kalsarpa Yoga. Nothing to be scared of. Do not take any drastic decisions about your life, right? Because what Ketu does is, Ketu doesn't have a head. And when Mars goes there, Mars and Ketu can make someone extremely impatient. All right. So no consumption of alcohol, no intoxications. Eat very simple food. Meditation, chanting mantras. The mantra that I have given you, it's a fantastic mantra. You chant it many times. You will understand how this mantra can help you. Okay. If you want to find out what it's called the Mangal Navgraha mantra. It's a very powerful mantra. It will really calm you down. So meditation, exercise. You need to exercise as much as you can. See, Mars is the sun of Earth. So any activity that you're doing, gardening, running, barefoot on the beach, on the garden, connecting with nature, connecting with Earth, is what will give you a very, very good clarity of thought of how to be. Right? So no decisions about your work, no decisions about your children and your spouse, no hasty decisions during this time. Great time to look at long-term investment. Great time to get into something creative. 5th house is the house of creativity. For singles, it's a great time to meet someone new. Once in long-term relationship, do not confront your partners yet. Do not. Handle with care. Okay? Look out for your lower back area, your genital area. The body parts that could get injured, your feet. Saturn is already there in your 12th house. Mars is looking at Saturn from there. Okay. Also your stomach area, you need to eat very simple food. If your Ketu and your Mars are really well placed, this could be a very, very good time for you. All right. That is all I have for you. If you have any comments, or if you want to share some experiences, go ahead and share in the comments so that the other Aries Ascendants can get help from it. If you like this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends and family. If you need a consultation, my information is right here. Thank you very much for your time. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.